This is Chris Morrow at San Diego Comic-Con Special Edition, and I'm in the Convention Center with the voice of Comic-Con, David Glanzer. Hi, David.
Hey, how you doing?
Great. So the following questions are from Comic-Con Special Edition attendees.
Great.
Are you ready?
Absolutely.
Why Special Edition, and how did it go?
So far, it's going great. We had decided to cancel the July show because the pandemic was still in full swing. What we didn't realize is early in the year, things started opening up a lot faster than we'd anticipated. So we started getting a lot of questions from people if we could go ahead and do the summer show after all. It's too big of a show to cancel and try to restart up again. So we started exploring the possibility of having a fall show. When we contacted the convention facility, they said that they had certain dates that were available. The dates, though, sometimes we could have the floor but not meeting rooms. We could have meeting rooms but not the floor. We couldn't have move in and move out. The only dates that were really available that would work for us ended up being Thanksgiving weekend. So that's how that happened.
Were you surprised there are so many first-timers?
Well, we haven't had a chance yet to see who really is coming to the show. One of the things that we found is a lot of people who've been to the show in the past, especially like past 20 years or so, have come back. And I think they may be coming back every year, but we're hearing a lot of people very happy that it's a much more intimate, smaller show.
Was the Special Edition a rehearsal for the city on safety?
Well, I think the one of the great things about doing a smaller show is there's a lot of stuff that we have. My assistant said muscle memory. You just do it because you're used to doing it. Not having done it for 2 years, there's a lot of stuff that we're kind of fell through the cracks in terms of our department, let alone other departments. So this is a good way to get our sea legs back before the big show.
Well, what changed this year, and what changes are moving forward?
Well, there's a lot of changes. There's a mask mandate. We're inside of a room right now, so I don't have to wear a mask, but there's a mask mandate. There's vaccination protocols. Those are all new things. When we started this originally, there was still a 6-foot distance guidelines and whatnot. So you'll see bigger aisles, you'll see more space, very limited attendance. We move as we can based upon the information that we're given. So we don't know what July will look like. Hopefully a lot of this will be behind us, but if not, at least we've been able to do one show with these prerequisites and we'll know accordingly moving forward.
What are the dates for Wondercon and Comic-Con in
I
2022?
do not know, but it's if it's not on our website, it will be on our website soon. It's in July. I think it's July 22nd, but I'm not 100% sure.
What's the difference between WonderCon and Comic-Con?
They're pretty much the same show, except for one's a lot smaller, one's a little less stressful, and I'll let you guess which one that is. And I think one of the things about Special Edition is it kind of mirrors WonderCon a little bit. We knew that it wasn't going to sell out. We didn't want it to sell out. We kind of kept it purposely low key. Tickets were available, even on site, which is something Comic-Con hasn't been able to do for many years. Even WonderCon, I think we pretty much sell out right before the show, but they're similar, but a little bit more low key. And I know WonderCon especially has a lot of cosplay.
When Comic-Con returns to normal, will Special Edition continue in November?
I don't think so. Right now, we were able to mount this show because we didn't have the July show. I think it would be really, really challenging to do a July show and then a November show and then WonderCon in the spring. So I have a feeling this will be a one-time event.
Are you expecting normal attendance in 2022?
Yeah, so basically the show is already sold out. People forget that in 2019 we actually sold tickets for the 2020 show, but that ended up getting canceled and a lot of people rolled over their tickets. And then we were going to roll it over to 2021, but of course they got canceled as well. So a majority of the tickets are rolled over to 2022. So it's effectively sold out already.
The Comic-Con has been virtual twice. Are you planning on utilizing some of that moving forward?
Yeah, I think there'll always be an online aspect to what we do, not to the extent that we did for at home. But I assume whether it's gaming or some other stuff, I think there'll be a virtual aspect to some of that stuff.
Why is it Comic-Con cosplay friendly with changing rooms or restrooms similar to professional rooms?
Well, cosplay is a really big thing with us. I mean, when I first started going to conventions, I used to dress up as well. And we are aware of our audience, who we all are, and we're fans ourselves. So, we are aware of a lot of the stuff that we need that maybe somebody who is putting on a show that isn't really a fan may not be aware of. Another thing that we do too is we try to be very, very above on a lot of the ADA requirements, because you know what, that's a lot of us as well. So we try to make sure that we accommodate our attendees as best we can.
Cosplayers have become a huge element for Comic-Con. Have you considered cosplay badges?
I don't know. Right now, one of the things that we have to be really careful of is to make sure that we don't have our security's heads explode. Right now, there's a great many badges. There's special access badges, stuff like that, mostly for security and safety reasons. So I think right now we probably have the designation of badges that I think we can handle.
Are you planning on having multiple photo backdrops for cosplayers moving forward?
Well, we usually do. There's stuff in Hall D. There's different backdrops throughout the facility. The big challenge that we have at Comic Con is we don't have a lot of space. So one of the things that, you know, as you may know too, we have our photographer areas in a broom closet. We have stuff that we use every inch of the space. So there's not a lot of space that we can put additional backdrops. Hopefully we'll still get an addition to the convention center. If that happens, then it'll afford us a lot more opportunity, a lot more room to do a lot more stuff we want to do.
Will you bring back the adult section of Comic-Con from the early days? It's been a current rumor.
Well, I don't know if there was ever really an adult section. There's a variety of product on the floor, and it really is dependent upon the exhibitor. I mean, if somebody brings something that is not all ages appropriate, they just have to follow certain guidelines. I think, to be honest with you, it's what the market will bear. I think you see a lot more kids stuff. I think you see a lot more family-friendly stuff, because that's the stuff that people coming to Comic-Con seem to be looking for. But I think you still find adult-related stuff on the floor.
When is the Comic-Con Museum officially open, and will it be open year-round like the other Balboa Park museums?
The museum opened the day one of special edition. It's a soft opening, so it's a smaller opening, and yes, it will remain open. When Comic-Con Special Edition closes on Sunday, the museum will still be open.
And David, what's your primary message for those who want to attend Wondercon and Comic-Con next year?
For Comic-Con, it's going to be tough, only because we're technically sold out, but as with WonderCon and Comic-Con, we make a lot of passes available on the radio. So I would be aware of radio and internet opportunities to get free tickets.
Thank you, David Glanzer. This is Chris Morrow at San Diego Comic-Con Special Edition.
Thank you very much.